During John Nathan Turner's era, there were 3 doctors. Or were there 4? Let's find out together. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And now, JNT's Doctors. In 1980, in today's language, John Nathan Turner became showrunner for Doctor Who. He would inherit Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor. But starting in the next season, he would be the showrunner for the rest of the run of classic Doctor Who. And every Doctor was one of JNT's Doctors. So just who were John Nathan Turner's Doctors, and how many are there? Starting in 1980, we had followed the Doctor through almost 20 years. Yet the Doctor would remain an enigma. We do know that he is a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey. Yet for all of their great powers, his fellow Time Lords did nothing but observe. Whereas the Doctor wanted to experience the wonders of the universe, so he stole the TARDIS and ventured out to explore firsthand. Since then, he has come to realize there are many beauties to see, yet there is evil that must be fought. When the Doctor's body wears out or is damaged, he can change his form, regenerating into a new person who looks and behaves quite differently, yet retains the same basic underlying character. Apart from this, we know almost nothing about him. We don't even know his name. Peter Davison is the 5th Doctor. He is one of the most human of the Doctors, and was apparently younger than his predecessors. He was also more affected by the regeneration process, needing to spend time in the TARDIS Zero Room to recover afterwards. Rather than a father figure, he was more of an older brother to his companions, and his affection for them was obvious. The Doctor's grief at the death of Adric in Earthshock, or after Teagan left following the harrowing events of Resurrection of the Daleks, is as poignant and as deep as his sadness when Nyssa decided to stay on Terminus. But despite his apparent youth, the Doctor demonstrates again and again a depth of wisdom and experience that are at odds with his appearance. As Sharas Jek will tell him in The Caves of Androzani, "You have the mouth of a prattling jackanapes, but your eyes, they tell a very different story." The 5th Doctor is the most unselfish of JNT's Doctors. Ultimately, he will sacrifice his own life to save Peri, a young woman that he barely knows. Another difficult regeneration after the Caves of Androzani means the Doctor will need to stabilize himself over the course of a twin dilemma. This is the 6th Doctor, perhaps the most volatile of all of his incarnations. Never one to keep quiet about his talents, theories, or opinions. He believes in himself utterly, and it is, he maintains, always someone else's fault when things go wrong, but his own genius when everything goes right. Yet the bluster and volume, and the distinctive clothing, are like the trappings of any incarnation of the Doctors. At least to some part, they are part of an act. It is a veneer that masks a very real intelligence and deep concern. Outwardly, he may seem passionate about himself, ready to quote and quip his way through trouble, but it is in the rare quiet moments that we see that this is still the same brilliant, caring, and intensely moral Doctor of his previous lives. In many ways, his mood swings and his changes of attitude are the same as those of his predecessors. What is different is their extremity. This will make him perhaps the most dangerous incarnation of the Doctor we have yet met. This is a Doctor who is in every way larger than life. If his enemies are distracted by his bluster, by his apparent arrogance, or even his dress sense, then it will likely come at their cost. After the 3rd difficult regeneration in the decade, we will meet Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor. The 7th Doctor is a mass of contradictions. At first, he seems to be a bumbler, who misinterprets and miscalculates at almost every opportunity. Yet he is soon revealed to be a master planner. The mistakes he made prior to Silver Nemesis become a plan to destroy the Cybermen. We will get the impression, in remembrance of the Daleks, that he is springing a trap that he set long before we ever met him, before the events of an unearthly child. In The Curse of Fenric, it is revealed that he has known the truth about Ace and how Fenric had tried to use her ever since the two had met. The Seventh Doctor's quips and misquotes mask a deeper, darker side. He cultivates an image of mystery, going out of his way to obscure personal details, and is more obvious in his alienness than most other incarnations. But rather than simply keep his secrets, he constantly alludes to them, as if to provoke an enigmatic aura. He drops hints to Ace about how he may have been involved in the developing of the Hand of Omega. He allows Lady Pinafore to reveal that he is more than just a Time Lord. He seems determined to provoke Ace into asking at the end of the Silver Nemesis, "Who are you?" merely so he can refuse to answer. Perhaps the Seventh Doctor is a flip side to the Second. Whereas the Second Doctor so often made his success look like a happenstance, it may be that the Seventh Doctor has a knack for making his good fortune and callous impulsiveness seem like complex planning. So there are JNT's doctors, the 5th, 6th, and the 7th. No, wait. John Nathan Turner has a 4th Doctor, because the Valeyard is the Doctor. The prosecutor at the Doctor's trial, in the trial of a Time Lord, was the Valeyard. As prosecutor, he could include any testimony he deemed relevant, provided he could justify it to the court. As the Master would later reveal, the Valeyard was in fact a version of the Doctor, distilled from his dark side. As the Master would explain, there is some evil in all of us, Doctor, even you. The Valeyard is an amalgamation of the darker sides of your nature, somewhere between your 12th and final incarnation. And I might say, you do not improve with age. Although he seemed to be concerned primarily with having the Doctor executed and inheriting his regenerations, the Valeyard actually wanted to kill the Time Lords involved in the trial, the supreme guardians of the law. And those are John Nathan Turner's doctors, all 3 or 4 of them. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll look forward to looking into the 80s a little more every month. So enjoy Doctor Who, enjoy 80s Doctor Who, enjoy your journey through time and space, and please never, ever forget, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.